Hey guys, want to show your support to the channel and get some awesome rewards at the same time? Then go check out my Patreon page where at whatever tier you choose that fits your budget, you'll get plenty of rewards such as updates and announcements on the regular, exclusive sneak peeks of my videos before they go up online, get yourself credited, and receive a special shout out at the end of my videos and more. Go to patreon.com/AckleyAttack44227TV to start pledging today. And don't forget to also check out and consider gifting me any items I have listed on my Amazon wishlist and even supporting me on my Streamlabs tipping page that'll also help support the channel directly. Links are in the description box below as well as on my link tree for you to check out. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Take care. Hey guys, like what we do on our channel and want to see more videos from us? Then not to worry about a thing. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as turning on the notification bell so that way you can see more of our videos coming up very soon. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Hey guys, this is AckleyAttack4427 here, and welcome to another episode of WTPU, aka What the Pickup? Now, as you may recall, in the last episode of the show, which you can see right down over here, I talked about all of the presents that I actually got for my birthday that happened not too long ago for sure, and yeah, I was actually really amazed of course, the ones that I actually got for sure. I think they really turned out great for sure, and certainly a really great way to help celebrate my birthday, and for the fact that I'm currently 30 years old as of now, sometime afterwards, I think it feels great to actually really have all those birthday presents for sure. So yeah. Some of the ones really took me by surprise, while others I actually knew going in that I'm really looking forward to those hands down, and yeah, I think they really deliver on that with a quick snap just like that. So yeah, I guess I give it to all of that. It does show that I actually had a really great birthday this year, and I've been quite curious to see of course, what will come around for my birthday next year for sure, for when I'll turn 31 next year. And of course the year after that, once I turn 32, and the year after that where I'll turn 33. But yeah, you kind of get the idea, of course, that front. And my god, I seem to be getting old real fast as of now, but who am I to complain, of course, that front for sure. So yeah, but needless to say, I'm really impressed of course, the ones I actually got, and they're totally worth it hands down. Truly a great way to celebrate my birthday, and yeah, a really great one to show that, well, I'm officially out of my 20s and I'm now in my 30s as of now. Which I guess is probably the best way I can put it hands down, so yeah, that's pretty much what I can say on that front. If you want to check that episode out for yourself, then don't worry about a thing. There's a card over there over at the top right corner of the screen, as well as, of course, the link to it down the description box below, so yeah, whichever you prefer, go right ahead, I'll wait till you come back. Yeah, take all the time you need. I'll be here by the time you come back for sure. It probably won't be for very long, hands down. Okay, maybe it might be, but I'll still be here by the time you come back for sure, so no rush or anything. And yeah, I guess given for the fact that I'll be quite curious to see on what will go down for my birthday for next year, now I'll will be quite curious to see on what ones I could actually get around that time. I mean, hey, I've got a whole year to actually wait out a bit, so we'll see what happens for sure. So yeah, but I do hope it will be another good one for sure. So we'll keep our fingers crossed, of course, that one. So yeah. And yeah, like I said, getting old does kind of suck, and I know it's happening really fast, but hey, we do know the circle of life, hands down, so we can't escape that, so yeah. Alright, I guess if how you did already see the last episode of this show, we might as well go ahead and start up this episode as we normally do. Well, I guess for today's episode, yeah, you're gonna be quite surprised to hear this. It looks like we're down for, of course, another convention hall once again. So yeah, looks like pretty much of anything given to all that. Yes, folks, it looks like I've pretty much I've got a good bunch of a good batch of stuff that I actually got from, of course, another convention that I was at not too long ago for sure, and quite funny enough, pretty much of anything, it actually came from, of course, a brand new one that I actually attended not too long ago for sure, and that, of course, pretty much goes by the name of KinshokuCon. So yeah, I guess it is quite obvious that if you have seen my recent videos that I've actually posted, yeah, this year's KinshokuCon has officially came and went not too long ago, and yeah, pretty much, if anything, I actually had a really great time this year, and yeah, I think pretty much for what it is, I think they really had a really great turnout for, of course, pretty much their first convention that they just had not too long ago for sure, and yeah, like I said, I actually did have a really great time, hands down, and yeah. It actually does feel great, I'm not gonna lie, especially coming back to the Niagara Falls area just to attend that con for sure, and yeah, and if you have seen my pretty much my videos that I posted as part of my convention vlogs and highlights series, it would actually show, of course, everything that goes on during that convention for sure. Quite fitting enough, because I give it to all of the hang. I know I'm not pretty much I know I'm not leaving the convention empty-handed for sure. Oh no. On top of course, everything that I've actually done during my time there for sure, I actually did get a good bunch of stuff that I was there for sure. You name it. These range from, of course, stuff that was given to me by other attendees for sure, to even some really good stuff that I bought over at their merchant market, hands down. So yeah, there's a lot to get through, hands down, and I got it all lined up right here, so yeah. And as typical with, of course, these convention hall videos that we actually do feature on this show, I think it makes sense for me to showcase all of the ones I actually got to really give you guys a little something for sure, so yeah, and that is, of course, exactly what we're gonna do, hands down, So yeah, with that being said, now that, of course, we finish what we started with, of course, my vlog and, of course, my panel video that I posted for sure, I think it makes sense to wrap up the amount of videos that I'm posting revolving around this brand new convention with, of course, the stuff that I actually got on this show. So yeah, with that being said, let's not waste any more time, and well, let's get right to it. Alrighty then, well, now that we actually got pretty much the introduction out of the way, we can now go ahead and go through all the stuff that I actually got during this year's KinshokuCon for sure, and of course, with, of course, the first one we're going to be starting off with, we actually did pretty much get ourselves in with, of course, not one, but two prints that I got autographed from two of the guests that were actually there, and of course, they're all enclosed in this wrap right now, so let's get them out. So yeah, what I actually got right here is, of course, a couple of pretty much signed prints that I actually got from two of the guests that were actually there for sure. And those, and those are, of course, pretty much two voice actors, pretty much, if anything, those being Grant George and his wife, Jessica G. George, for sure. So yeah. I guess pretty much of anything, I was really quite thrilled to hear that they were going to be showing up at that Sega convention for sure, and I think it makes sense that much like every other guest I actually met for sure, I think it is actually quite fitting to actually pretty much get the opportunity to meet them for sure, and yeah. And luckily enough, I did exactly that for sure. Not only getting some really good pictures with them that I already showed off at the end of course, my vlog pretty much that I did. But I also did get these two prints that I got autographed by them with, of course, this lovely Pokemon Generations print themed to, of course, and that Great George was pretty much kind enough to sign. And, of course, for the sake of Jessica G. George, it's mainly, of course, one of the villains from Sailor Moon, which is, of course, I believe it's Pez or something, but definitely one of the members of the Black Moon clan, for sure, so yeah. And, of course, pretty much of anything, they actually were kind enough to actually sign them for me for sure. So I guess for the sake of Grant George, he actually signed it saying, "To bang, Pokemon and humans are the best of friends, Grant George." And so yeah. That is actually really quite nice, and this is actually a really great print that he was kind enough to sign. So yeah. And, of course, for Jessica G. George, for this Sailor Moon print that I actually got from one of the members of the Black Moon clan, yeah, you can definitely see on how nice it is, pretty much from the way it looks. And, of course, it says, "To Ben, don't bother resisting. It's useless against me." Did I say, yeah, did I actually do the whole sinister voice? Oh, yeah, maybe I could do it a little bit more, maybe like, "Don't resist, don't bother resisting. It's useless against me." Did I do it right? So, but yeah, nevertheless, Jessica G. George was kind enough to autograph those yeah, pretty much that for me for sure. So, but yeah, either way, these are actually very nicely done. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really happy that I actually got those, and it was such an honor actually meeting both Grant and Jessica while I was there for sure. And yeah, I think it makes sense for me to get those because, well, I guess it is quite obvious. I not only need a little something from, of course, those two voice actors for sure, but I also do like Pokemon and Sailor Moon, so don't judge me on that. And before you guys ask, yes, I actually did attend one of their panels that they actually had not too long ago, which was, I think, their Q&A panel right around on Saturday, and yeah, it was a lot of fun, hands down. Yeah, certainly a really great one, that I'm not gonna lie, and yeah, definitely feels great to actually see them for sure, and yeah, I do hope I'll possibly pretty much see them at another convention coming up very soon, so we'll have to wait and see on that. So yeah, but nevertheless, this is definitely, yeah, these two are definitely going alongside all the other stuff that I actually got that are autographed by other guests that I actually mega for sure. So yeah. Okay, and next up, we've of course pretty much yeah, I think we got a little something, of course, this bag for sure, and it is actually quite fitting, pretty much, to actually pretty much mention this for sure, because this actually comes to us from, of course, pretty much one of the people over at the merchant market for sure that goes by the name of Connie's Creations. I do hope I'm actually saying that right, and for those who don't, I do indeed apologize, So yeah, pretty much I got a little something from them for sure. What is it, you may ask? Well, I'll reveal it right now. So yeah, if I can get this out. is, yeah, looks like, as you can probably see right here, I've of course got myself this wonderful little Japanese tree in this nice pot for sure. But not just any small Japanese tree for sure. No. This one, yeah, pretty much got myself a nice little small Japanese tree made entirely of wire for sure. So yeah, I was actually really amazed to actually see that this was, of course, made with, of course, wire for sure. And I can tell there was a really lot of hard-working effort to really put this together for sure. Pretty much ranging from, of course, the bark of the tree to, of course, the leaves on top. Yeah, that I do find all the more fascinating for sure, and yeah, I was really intrigued, of course, on what they actually providing for sure, so yeah, pretty much, if anything, I am really quite amazed on how well this pretty much small tree actually presenting for sure, and yeah, I think Connie's creations actually did a real good job of course, putting this together, and yeah, kind of makes sense for me to get this for sure. So I think this will actually be perfect as a nice little piece of home decor for me to place somewhere around in my house for sure. So yeah, I'll probably figure something out, of course, where to place it afterwards. But for now, I'm actually really happy with, of course, this one, and yeah, it's definitely gonna go great with, of course, what I actually got. So yeah. Okay, and next up, pretty much what I got in this plastic bag for sure. Surprisingly enough, I did get a little something from, of course, another one of the people of the hang. I actually pretty much know of not too long ago for sure, and I do believe we've actually mentioned them before, of course, this show, but surprisingly enough, we did get a little something from, of course, one of the artists that are actually there that goes by the name, based on this sticker, Teddy Muff's design. So yeah, I think I might have mentioned them, of course, one of my videos that I did years ago for sure, but I think it has been a long time, I'm not gonna lie. So what is it I actually got from them, you may ask? Well, I'll actually reveal it right now, so. Oh yeah, pretty much got a cute one. Yeah, pretty much got this really nice handmade plushie, as you can see here, of course, Kirby. So yeah. Honestly, I think that is probably without a doubt one of the cutest things I've actually seen by far, and I am really amazed on how well this actually turned out for sure. So yeah, and it's not completely licensed or made by Nintendo in the slightest. This is actually entirely handmade for sure, and yeah, I really do think Teddy Muff Designs actually did a real good job by making this nice little Kirby plushie for sure. So yeah. I was really amazed, of course, what they pretty much on what they put together for sure, and yeah, I think it actually does feel great having this in my hands for sure. So yeah, that is without a doubt one of the most adorable things I've actually got pretty much for what it is, and I'm impressed with how well this actually turned out for sure. So yeah. I guess there's no doubt in my mind that I really do love this all the way, and Teddy Muff Designs really did a good job with, of course, this one for sure, and I'm really glad that I actually bought this from them for what it is. So yeah. Okay, and next up, we've, of course, I think I got a little something in this nice little thank you bag for sure, and you're actually going to be quite amazed for when pretty much I not only show it off, but who I actually bought it from for sure. So yeah, pretty much if anything, this actually comes to us from, of course, pretty much someone I actually met during the time of the convention, who actually runs the booth that goes by the name of Ayasaka Japanese Import. So yeah, and that, of course, specializing, of course, making some really nice, probably most notable of all of them would have to be some really great, pretty pretty much Japanese-themed jewelry for sure, and yeah, I was really fascinated with, of course, pretty much on what the Gaga provided, and the person who was running the booth, yeah, pretty much is actually a really great person to talk to, and I really connected with that person quite well, to which, yeah, surprisingly enough, actually did originate from Japan, from what I've learned, which is actually sweet, I'm not gonna lie, so yeah, full-on love for all of you people in Japan, for sure, so yeah, and of course, what is it I actually got from them, you may ask? Well, I pretty much got not one, but two things in particular, for sure, so yeah, what I actually got for starters, I've of course got this really awesome origami crane in a nice little bottle, as you can see here, to which, yeah, surprisingly enough, I am really amazed on how well this actually turned out, for sure, because, yeah, surprisingly enough, I actually do love some really good origami, I'm not gonna lie, yeah, pretty much of anything, and yeah, who doesn't love origami, hands down? I mean, I'm not really skilled to actually doing myself, for sure. In fact, even if I did, then yeah, the result would probably be horrible, hands down. But I really do love getting those, for sure. In fact, I think I might have actually gotten some origami pretty much in the past, for sure. So yeah, and I know there's a lot to choose from, so I guess for the sake of this item, I knew I had to go for the good old-fashioned crane that they actually got hands down, and I'm really amazed on how well it turned out, so yeah. Ooh. And if I could get this out of the plastic bag, so yeah. Pretty much of anything, I am really amazed, pretty much having it in a nice, small little bottle, hands down. I bet that must have been really hard to figure out, but this is actually really impressive, I'm not gonna lie, so yeah, I really do love it all the way, and it is actually quite amazing. But it's not just that, but also pretty much the person who actually who I actually bought it from, and of course that said booth, also gave me this, hands down. So yeah, pretty much of anything. That too is of course a nice little origami that I actually got, but it's mainly on a kimono, hands down, and yeah. Honestly, I am really amazed, of course, how well this turned out, for sure, and yeah, pretty much, if anything, I really do think it's actually quite impressive, so yeah, pretty much of anything, these two that I actually got right here are actually really quite amazing, for sure, so yeah, and of course, to Ayasaka Japanese Import, if you're watching this, big shout out to you all the way, and of course, yeah, pretty much, it was really great seeing you, hands out, and I do hope to see you pretty much at another convention that'll be coming up, and of course, some point around next year, for sure, so yeah, pretty much, if anything, all I can say for those two, pretty much, if anything, all I can say is, well, arigato, so yeah. Yeah, I'm really amazed, of course, on those two, and I'm really glad that I actually got those, so yeah. Okay, and next up, I'm, of course, yeah, surprisingly enough, I have, of course, got myself, a couple of, buttons, I'm not gonna lie, that I actually, got, for sure, and yeah. And, of course, might as well show it off right here, because, yeah, look at those, So yeah, what I actually got right here is, of course, a couple of buttons I actually got that are, of course, themed to, of course, pretty much of anything panty and stocking, for sure, from, of course, panty and stocking with garter belts, so yeah, honestly, I'm actually fully aware of course, panty and stocking, hands down, and I've heard great things about it, hands down, so yeah, and surprisingly enough, I have yet to actually check out a full episode of that anime, for sure, but I'm really amazed on how well it actually looks, hands down, and yeah, I might actually consider watching the entire anime pretty soon, if I actually got the time. So I guess for the sake of these two buttons I actually got for sure, I'm really amazed on, of course, how well actually on how well both of them actually turned out for sure. And yeah, they definitely turned out really great. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, I can tell, of course, how well they actually did, and even capturing the art style of course, pretty much, of course, the anime for sure, to which I do find really quite fascinating, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, pretty much, if anything, I am really impressed with these two buttons, hands down, and they're gonna go great with all the other buttons I actually got beforehand for sure. So yeah. Really do love them all the way, so yeah. Okay, and of course, next up, I've of course pretty much got a couple of charms that I actually got hands down for sure, and yeah, surprisingly enough, yeah. Really quite amazing, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, pretty much of anything, I've of course got myself these two charms I actually got. One to, of course, theme to Princess Serenity from Sailor Moon, and of course the other one that I actually got on both Toga and Uraraka from My Hero Academia, and of course different outfits for sure. So yeah, pretty much, if anything, I am really amazed on the two charms that I actually got for sure, that really did fascinate me all the way. Like, of course, obviously enough for the sake of Princess Serenity, yeah, that alone is very nicely done, and really captures the look and feel of course, the character herself for sure. And for the sake of Toga and Uraraka, that too alone is also nicely done, and the best part about it is that it's actually double-sided, I'm not gonna lie, and yeah, literally from what I've actually seen, I'm really digging the art style of course, this one, and even the outfit, yeah, pretty much the different outfits the two of them actually had for sure, particularly from what I'm seeing, I think it looks like Toga might be spying on All Might's design for sure, or I guess All Might's outfit, from what I can gather. But it's still actually really quite nicely done. I'm impressed with what they actually did, of course, that front. So yeah, pretty much with what I'm actually seeing, I'm really glad that I actually got these two charms, I'm not gonna lie. And I think they really turned out really great for sure. So yeah. Yeah, they really did a bang-up job with, of course, these two charms, as you can see here, and I'm impressed with, of course, what I've actually seen. So yeah. Okay, and next up, I've, of course, pretty much got this nice holographic sticker, as you can see here, for sure, to which, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, is actually very creative. But this time around, based on the looks of it, we've of course got Free Ren trapped inside a mimic from Free Ren Beyond Journey's End. So yeah, I was literally amazed of course, what I've actually seen with this sticker, I'm not gonna lie, and yeah, pretty much, if anything, yeah, I not only do find it adorable, but also quite funny to actually see Free Ren in a mimic hands down for sure. And I know I have yet to see Free Ren Beyond Journey's End, since I heard really great things about that said anime for sure. But I am taking that into consideration for sure, that I do hope to check out later on down the road for sure. So yeah, and I do hope to eventually cosplay as Free Ren anytime soon for sure, if I ever do get the chance, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah. But either way, I am really amazed of course, pretty much on how well this sticker actually turned out, I'm not gonna lie, and yeah, pretty much, if anything, I think they really did a good job with, of course, this one for sure. So yeah, at least it's what I could say, of course, that front for sure. So yeah, but either way, since I have yet to see Free Ren, I think I'm actually really impressed with this sticker, I'm not gonna lie, and definitely well worth it alongside all the other ones I actually got, so yeah. Okay, and next up, well, surprisingly enough, I think I might as well show off another sticker that I actually got for sure, and this one I actually got is, of course, well, you're gonna be quite surprised to see this, but here it is, so yeah, what I actually got right here is, of course, another sticker that I actually got for sure, but this time around, it's pretty much on a nice little Furby, I'm not gonna lie, with, of course, the eyes looking pretty, well, derpy, I'm not gonna lie, so yeah. I think it is actually quite funny to actually see those eyes like that, but hey, what would you expect? I think it's pretty much what would happen pretty much with any kind of Furby that you actually pick up for sure. I mean, hey, I think it makes sense because, well, I do remember Furbies. Not really a big fan of them, and I think we might have used to own one back in the past, but I still remember them hands down, so yeah, pretty much of anything, I am really impressed on how well they actually did with, of course, this one for sure, and yeah, makes sense for me to get this one, I'm not gonna lie, so yeah, I think it'll go great with all the other stickers that I actually got for sure, so yeah, I think it's what I could say on that front, so yeah. Alright, and next up, I know I can't actually ignore this for some time, but I think it makes sense for me to get this for sure, and of course, I got myself a nice little button, so yeah, looks like I actually got myself another button this time around, but this time, from what I've actually seen, it is, of course, based around one of the characters from, of course, another anime that I might have heard of for some time, and that being, of course, pretty much of anything on Mermaid Melody Peachy Peachy Peachy, so yeah, honestly, to me, I've actually heard about Mermaid Melody pretty much for some time, but I never actually saw it hands down, but it really does intrigue me in such a way because, well, seeing how obviously enough magical girl anime is definitely one of my favorite genres of course, anime, I guess it makes sense for me to get this, seeing how it might be something up my alley, to which it pretty much is, I'm not gonna lie, so yeah, I am really amazed of course, on how well they actually did with, of course, this button, I'm not gonna lie, to which I believe I might have gotten it from one person that I know of, and actually Meg beforehand, which is, of course, Centaura Works, to which I do believe it's how you pronounce it right, and I do indeed apologize if it's Naga for sure, so yeah, but either way, I am really amazed of course, this button, I'm not gonna lie, and yeah, I'm actually really quite glad that I actually got this, and yeah, maybe some point around later on down the road, I might finally get the time to actually watch Mermaid Melody Peachy 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 anytime soon, and maybe I might consider cosplaying one of the characters from that, say, anime. Maybe, I guess, this one featuring this button. But I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens. So yeah. But either way, I am really glad that I actually got this one hands down, and certainly well worth it hands down. So yeah. Alright, and obviously enough, I think we got ourselves a nice, another button hands down, but surprisingly enough, it is this time on this, so yeah, what I actually got right here is, of course, a small little button that I actually got right here, but it's mainly on, of course, Halucha from Pokemon, so yeah, I am really amazed when I actually picked this one up, hands down, and yeah, pretty much makes sense, seeing how I have been a long-time Pokemon fan for sure, so I'm really amazed on how well this button actually turned out. And what makes it all the more interesting from what I'm actually seeing is that, well, pretty much, if anything, pretty much the person who I actually bought this from actually literally took parts of course, a Pokemon card and slapped it into a nice button for sure, to which, honestly, that is absolutely incredible. I didn't even realize that would be possible for sure, but they really did find a way to actually make it work, and I'm impressed with, of course, what I'm actually seeing for sure. So yeah, pretty much of anything, I really do think they did a real good job with, of course, this button, and yeah, I'm really glad that I actually got those, yeah, I'm really glad that I actually got this one for sure. Yeah, definitely another great one that I'm definitely gonna add in for sure. So yeah. Okay, and next up, if I can pretty much do a bit more digging around, so that way I can actually get things organized. So, oh yeah, here we go. So, alright, and next up, I've of course got pretty much a nice set of course, decorating clothes hangers that I actually got. That is, of course, given to me by one of the attendees at that's a convention for sure, and those being on these two, hands down. So yeah, and you're definitely seeing right there, folks, these are actually two decorated, pretty much, clothes hangers that I actually got, which, to which I do find all the more fascinating, I'm not gonna lie. I really do think it is actually really nicely done for sure, and luckily enough, the ones I actually got is, of course, this nice pink themed one that I actually got, and of course, this nice sunflower themed one as well. So yeah, I'm really amazed of course, the amount of hard work pretty much of the person who pretty much clipped those hung for me out of nowhere from what I can gather for sure, to which I do find all the more fascinating, and yeah, I knew I didn't expect those two hands down when I actually got those, but the end result actually came out really great for sure, and I'm impressed with what I've actually seen by far. So yeah. So yeah, so I guess to the person who actually clipped those hung unexpectedly from what I can gather, all I can say is thank you so much for those. It really does mean a whole lot. So yeah. Okay, and next up, surprisingly enough, I think pretty much, if anything, I've of course got a small little key, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah. And yeah, you're definitely, your eyes are not tricking you, hands down. This is indeed a really small key that I actually got for sure. And you might be wondering, who did I get this from for sure? Well, surprisingly enough, that is, of course, given to me by one of the cosplayers that I've actually seen during my time at That's a Convention, who goes by the name of Beetlebug Dash, who actually has been following me, of course, pretty much on my Instagram and, of course, on my TikTok for sure. So yeah, I'm really amazed, pretty much, when I actually got to meet them for sure, and yeah, they were kind enough to actually give me this key as a nice little souvenir for sure, to which actually makes sense, seeing how on Saturday while I was there, they were cosplaying as one of the characters from of course, Twisted Wonderland, which is actually quite nice. So yeah, pretty much, if anything, I am really amazed with, of course, this key for sure, and yeah, I think it'll go great for pretty much for later on down the road for sure, but I think I'll mainly keep it as a souvenir alongside all the other stuff that I actually got for sure. So yeah. But yeah, either way, to Beetlebug Dash, if you're watching this, it was really great seeing you, and yeah, thank you so much for the key. It really does mean a whole lot, hands down. So yeah, here's to hope I'll actually see you at another convention later on down the road. Alrighty then, well, now that we actually got those out of the way, excuse me, So yeah, I guess pretty much next up we've of course got this. Now you might be thinking to yourself, it's just a regular old folding up piece of paper. Well, it may seem that way, yes, but once we actually open this up, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, have a look at this. So, sorry about that. So yeah, what you're actually seeing right here, right now, is of course a full-on sheet. I'm not gonna lie, of course, pretty much everything revolving around the Wakandan alphabet for sure. And of course, if the first part actually rings a bell, I'm not gonna lie, yeah, pretty much it actually is centered around of course, pretty much the nation of Wakanda, featuring of course, pretty much, and of course, Black Panther, one of the most recognizable characters in all of Marvel, hands down. So yeah, and of course, it is actually pretty much a real good time, pretty much hands down. And in case you're wondering where I actually got this hands down, I actually did pick this up when I actually attended pretty much the Wakandaverse panel that I was at, that was hosted by Ace of Hidden Village for sure. To which yeah, big shout out to you, my man, if you're watching this. And yeah, pretty much, if anything, it really does showcase everything revolving around the Wakandan alphabet for sure. And we even actually did get to pretty much not only translate out some words pretty much that are actually spelled in Wakandan hands down, but the best part about it is that, well, I actually did sign pretty much part of my username in Wakandan for sure, to which, yeah, I do find it all the more fascinating, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm impressed with, of course, I'm what they actually have providing for sure. So yeah, I really do think this is actually nicely done, and I'm really glad that I actually got this when I swung by at the Wakandan-verse panel for only a little bit during my couple of hours during day 3 of the convention for sure. So yeah, but either way, I say this is actually well worth it, hands down. I'm really glad that I actually got this. So yeah. All right, and next up, surprisingly enough, I actually did get a good batch of course, some really awesome business cards that I actually got right here for sure. So to which, yeah, I'm definitely gonna show them off here and there. So if by any chance, pretty much, I actually pretty much show you guys off for sure. I'm giving you guys as a big of a shout out. So yeah, and of course we're starting off with of course this one that I actually got right here. That is of course done by of course Milky Moon Bow. Yeah, Milky Moon Bow. Yeah, to which yeah, big shout out to you if you're watching this. Really is quite awesome. All right, and next up we've of course got one from of course pretty much, I believe it's actually pronounced Sovereign Rugs, to which, yeah, you can definitely see right here for sure, to which, yeah, I think he'd actually specialize in making some nice rugs themed to, of course, anime and stuff, which I do find actually pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, big shout out to you guys if you're watching this. Alright, and next up, we've of course, yeah, surprisingly enough, we've of course, pretty much got one, of course, Iyasaka Japanese import, as you can see here, and yeah, you can definitely see on the back for sure, and yeah, that is actually the person who I actually ran into and chatted up numerous times during my time at that said convention. To which, yeah, the person in name by question is of course Crystal. So yeah, big shout out to you if you're watching this, hands down. I'm really glad that I actually got to see you there during my weekend. So yeah. Okay, and next up, we've, of course, yeah, I think, looks like we got one from, of course, pretty much someone by the name of St. George Stuff, as you can pretty much see here, to which, yeah, I think I actually do find quite interesting for sure, to which, yeah, big shout out to you if you're watching this, hands down. So yeah. Okay, and next up, yeah, obviously enough, we've, of course, did get this, pretty much, this one from, of course, Tangy Muff's Designs. Once again, big shout out to you if you're, watching this, so yeah. And I really do dig this nice bit of Kirby artwork, of course, this one. That I do find all the more adorable, hands down, so yeah. Alright, and, well, I guess surprisingly enough, we've, of course, pretty much got pretty much two from, of course, Centaur Works. So yeah, big shout out to you if you're watching this, and yeah, I honestly don't know why I ended up getting two of these hands down. I don't know. Maybe I think it's just a common occurrence. I'm not gonna lie, or maybe I think it's just my business card OCD kicking in. Pretty much for sure, so yeah, but big shout out to you if you're watching this hands down, so yeah. And oh yeah, while we're at it, if you actually do look those up, definitely catch their live streams, of course, their YouTube and Twitch for sure. That is, of course, really, yeah, those are actually really quite nice if you need a little something to plug on for sure, so yeah. Alright, and this last one that we actually got right here, that is, of course, given to us from, of course, the Japan Culture Center of Western New York. So yeah, and for those who actually don't know, by far, I think pretty much if you look them up, probably I guess the most notable thing that they've actually done for sure, aside from providing some really great Japanese culture everywhere they go, but they are also the ones responsible for, of course, pretty much providing the Cherry Blossom Festival over in Buffalo for sure, to which I haven't actually been, but I really actually, but I've heard really good things about it, hands down, so yeah. And I do hope to possibly check them out if I actually got the time for sure, but for now, I'm actually really quite glad that I actually got this, and yeah, big shout out to you guys if you're watching this hands down, so yeah. Okay, I think that'll do exactly that, and oh yeah, one other thing I should mention is that pretty much of anything right before we hang out to, of course, the convention, we did make a quick stop over at my aunt and uncle's over in Buffalo for sure, and I did get a little something from them, hands down, and yeah, I guess it is quite obvious seeing how my birthday just happened not too long ago. I've, of course, got pretty much a nice little, pretty much late birthday card from them for sure. And yeah, I guess you can tell it did say happy birthday hang on the envelope. And yeah, I think pretty much getting the, yeah, pretty much got this nice card here for sure. Yeah, pretty much says, happy birthday, dear Ben, best wishes on your special day. Happy birthday, loves and hugs. So yeah, that is, of course, really quite nice of them. And yeah, this was, of course, signed by, of course, my aunt and uncle for sure. So it really is quite nice. So, but it's not just that, but surprisingly enough, as a nice little addition, I actually pretty much got pretty much $50 from them for sure, to which I actually did find fascinating. And for those who are wondering, yes, I did put that to good use. I did actually use it as part of my payment to actually pretty much pay for both the autograph and selfie that I actually got from both Grant George and Jessica G. George for sure. So yeah, I guess that $50 really did come in handy for sure. So yeah, but either way, I really do appreciate the card for sure, and it was really, really nice of my aunt and uncle to actually get me his for sure, so yeah. Okay, and last but certainly not the least, and yeah, we actually did save the best for last, hands down for sure, because yeah, obviously enough, pretty much like all the other conventions that I've actually been to, what better way to actually wrap up my con haul that I actually got then by showing off, of course, obviously enough, for starters is, of course, my badge that I actually got, so yeah. I'm actually really amazed, of course, pretty much, this, badge, for sure, and yeah, I think they, really did a bang-up job, with, of course, what they have provided, and I actually, did, wear this, all weekend, for sure, and yeah, pretty much if anything, see if I did go for the, weekend, it's obviously a 3-day, badge, for sure, and yeah, definitely look at that. Actually signed it as, Ackley attack, for sure. And what I do find all the more interesting is that pretty much it also including the nice little pretty much list of course, some yeah, pretty much the hours of operation for sure, whether it be yeah, pretty much for the convention itself, the panels and events, the merchant market, and of course the pretty much the hobby hideaway, which I do find actually quite amazing for sure, and even has a nice little QR code just in case you want to check up on the schedule and even for pretty much updates and rules and everything for sure. So yeah. That is, of course, really quite fascinating, and I even do take this nice little drawing of a nice little cat, pretty much in addition to that, so yeah, the badge itself is actually really quite nice, and I really do love all the weight, and I can't forget to mention pretty much my ticket that I actually printed out in order to get this for sure, which I do find actually really quite nice for sure, so yeah, yeah, really quite amazed with, of course, this badge that I actually got for starters, which is actually quite nice. And let's not forget to mention, I've, of course, even got pretty much this nice program book in addition to that for sure. And yeah, obviously enough, pretty much aside from, of course, pretty much including some pretty much a nice little pretty much a booklet providing some updates that has pretty much happened during the time of the convention for sure, with of course pretty much a couple of pretty much vendors that didn't make it, and of course a couple of panels and events that got canceled last minute, which is actually quite sad, but the rest of the program book is actually really quite nicely done, yeah, pretty much all it is of course showcasing pretty much everything that goes on from what I can gather, pretty much with of course everything that goes on during the time of the convention, and even even the times for of course autograph sessions with pretty much both Grant and Jessica, which is actually quite nice. And of course the entire map of the convention, plus the merchant market in addition to that for sure. And of course a nice little description of course pretty much the features of that said convention for sure, but also pretty much the schedule of course all the panels and events that pretty much and more of the features on the other side for sure. And of course some nice partnerships, and of course some nice credits for sure, and even pretty much a nice little advertisement for Missy Guide Cafe, which I've never actually gone to be honest, but it is actually quite nice. But it also, surprisingly enough, has the scheduling everything for, of course, all the panels and events that has happened during the time of that said convention for sure, to which I actually find really quite great, I'm not gonna lie, so yeah, I'm really amazed of course, pretty much the way they plan things out for, of course, the scheduling everything, which is actually really quite amazing for sure. And yeah, and I guess you can tell pretty much on one part of the schedule, yeah, you can definitely see pretty much, I don't know if you can see properly, but yeah, you can tell from, of course, the tip of my finger that actually has my panel, How to Become a YouTuber, on there for sure, to which, yeah, I'm really quite amazed with, of course, all that for sure, and yeah, I say it is actually really quite nice, I'm not gonna lie, and yeah, they really did a bang-up job from what I can gather for sure to really make it all the more fascinating for sure, and have everything laid out and everything, so yeah, but nevertheless, given to what I'm seeing, I'm really glad that I got this program book, as you can see here, and I should probably put this back in here, so So yeah, that alongside my badge in order to gain access to the convention itself, I say it really turned out great, I'm not gonna lie. I'm really glad that I got those two when I first walked in, so yeah. And so yeah, I think with all that said and done, that's pretty much everything that I can say on the stuff I actually got during KinshokuCon this year, so yeah, I guess pretty much anything. I am really amazed with, of course, the stuff that I actually got that when I was there, and yeah, they really turned out great, I'm not gonna lie, and yeah, I say it was actually well worth it getting all those for sure. And as far as the convention itself, hands down, yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that I had a really great time at this year's KinshokuCon for sure. Yeah, I think they absolutely nailed it for their first year, pretty much running that said show for sure, or that said convention, hands down for sure, and yeah, everything from what I can gather, hands down, I say it did result in a really great time, I'm not gonna lie, that I'm really quite fascinated by for sure, so yeah, with everything they've laid out, especially pretty much everything that goes on at the DoubleTree Hotel where it actually takes place at, I really do think is actually really quite nice, I'm not gonna lie, and yeah, I say they really nailed it for their first year for sure, so yeah, and of course with everything that I've actually done, pretty much roaming around as usual, getting to meet all of you exciting people who are also there for sure, to participating in the cosplay contest, which I didn't win for sure, and even hosting my panel, How to Become a YouTuber. Yeah, that actually makes it all the more great for sure. And speaking of the lagger, yeah, I will admit, I guess pretty much of anything, the amount of people coming in for, of course, my panel was a little small than what I was hoping for, hands down. In fact, I was almost kind of expecting a near packed room, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm really happy, pretty much hearing that my panel was, of course, a real big hit for sure. That is, of course, something that I've been pretty much working on ever since the launch of my media gig for sure. So, I mean, yeah, I did kind of develop it at first, but I really wanted to really get it out there for sure for its trial run for sure, and yeah, I say it actually turned out really good for sure, and yeah, I'm really amazed by the feedback that I actually got. So hopefully, maybe if I iron out the kinks, pretty much for, of course, that said panel, I would definitely be up for hosting that again for, of course, another convention that I will love to go to for sure. Alongside all the other panels and events that I've also got for sure that I would love to host one day in the near future. So yeah, but we'll have to wait and see what happens for sure. So yeah, but either way, I am really amazed with this year's KinshokuCon, hands down, and I had a real great time, hands down, for sure, and yeah, given to that thought alone, pretty much, if anything, I am already expressing interest in, of course, maybe actually returning for next year's KinshokuCon that they've already announced not too long ago for sure, so yeah, that would be something I would definitely be up for, hands down, for sure, and yeah, who knows, ever since I actually first emailed them back about a year ago in the hopes that I could actually be a potential cosplay guest over there. Maybe I guess it might happen for possibly next year for sure, but we'll have to wait and see what happens, hands down, for sure, so yeah, but hey, I think we've got a whole year to actually pretty much wait and see what happens for sure, but for now, I would definitely be up for coming back for next year's KinshokuCon later on down the road, so yeah, but I guess until that happens, I had a really great time for, of course, this year, and it is certainly a really great one to cap off the amount of conventions I've gone to for 2025 this year. So yeah. And I guess on that thought alone, I think it'll be a really great way to end this episode here. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest episode, and by all means, let me know down in the comments down below on what you guys think of this one for sure. I would love to know, hands down. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest episode, and yeah, I guess pretty much now that I'm done with, of course, conventions for, of course, this year, I'll be quite curious to see what ones that I'll actually go to for next year for sure, but we'll have to wait and see later on down the road, but hey, either way, I guess but till then, my door is always open for any new conventions that'll be coming up for sure, so we'll keep our fingers crossed for what ones will come up for 2026 next year for sure. Maybe I might have a big amount that I would love to go to for sure, or who knows, maybe we'll wait and see later on down the road, but I guess right up until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next episode. Take care. Special thanks to all of my supporters on Patreon for making today's video possible, including my top tier supporters for this month, VD. So if you want to be like these guys and show your support to us, then go to patreon.com/AckleyTackTV to pledge now, do so, and get some awesome rewards within your budget. Hey guys, this is AckleyTack4427 here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Feel free to like, comment, and share if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you like what you see here and want to see more videos coming up, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and switch on the notification bell to get notifications, and select all notifications to be notified for when we post a new video. And don't forget to switch on notifications on your phone as well. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel and our 2-member channel with Sam the Thomas Fan 1, SamAttack4427TheThomasFan1 Productions, for plenty more content you can't find on here. You can check both of our channels out with the links or by our handles provided on screen. Feel free to shoot me an email with my email address provided, backley95@hotmail.com, if you want to ask me a question, want to collab with me for a project you've got in the works, or if you want to book me to be featured for a convention coming up. Follow me on my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos, as well as plenty of others I've got with my handles provided, as well as the links down in the description box below. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok for other videos I've got aside from the ones I've posted on YouTube, and on Twitch for any future live streams I've got coming up soon, as well as join our official Discord server to see what we've provided. If you wish to show your support to me, then feel free to check out my Patreon to get sneak peeks of my videos coming up before they go up online, as well as getting access to updates and playing more, in addition to getting some awesome rewards within your budget. Also, don't forget to check out and show your support to me on my wishlist on Amazon, and even supporting me at streamlabs.com/AckleyTackTV/tip that you can find in the description box below, as well as on my Twitch page. And in case you can't find any of the links that are provided, then not to worry about a thing. All the links and stuff are also provided on my link tree that you can also find in the description box below, as well as a few selected number of my social media pages. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Take care.